Have you ever had one of those moments where you've been working for years and years and years to find a solution, and in the course of just a natural way you're going about your business, suddenly, just like that, a solution pops up and shows you the answer after all those years of waiting, and you wonder why it took so long, because it was staring you in the face all the time? Well, I've had one of those moments, and it's one of those solutions that I've been looking for, and it can complement the other things I'm still doing, which you already know about. You know that I've been, over the years, trying to find ways to generate an income from home in my own time that I could support our family and be financially free while still being here for those that need my help at home. You also know about the different things that I've been doing, whether it be the YouTube channels, the blogging, the podcasting, and the writing. You know about those already. Those are still in the making. I'm still working on those. They're still my focus, but they're not making money just yet. It's just so tantalizingly close, and it's like, it's up on my tongue. That close. That's just that moment where you can't get out of something what you want to just yet, and keeping that mind frame yet. It's coming. It's on the way. And as you also know that I said I wanted a job that would pay me for helping people. Well, none of that was on my mind. Last month, speaking to somebody, just in general conversation, having a natter, and then we were talking about the season changes and the cost of the heating going up, and how ridiculous energy prices are, and it being so frustrating. Well, this person said to me that they were paying over £300 a month, per month, for gas and electric. That shocked me, totally shocked me, because for my gas and electric, plus broadband, plus mobile phone, 4 services, well, 3 actually, because I've got dual fuel on the energy, so that's 3 services. I was paying £180 a month for all 4 of those. And I was shocked that she was paying £300 just for energy. And I said, okay, look, I've been a customer with this company for 7 years. I've never had a problem. I once had a problem with broadband, and within days, everything was sorted out. No hassle, no problems. And it was great. And I've not had a problem since. And last year, 2023, when there was the energy crisis, and there was such a big hype around the energy crisis and the fear of all this, the massive price hikes for energy, with the same company, my bill only went up £40. I was shocked at that, and I was quite, relieved at the same time when everybody else's bills were just skyrocketing. And I'm on a fixed tariff. So I said to this lady, well, look, this company that I'm with, this is the benefits I've had from them for 7 years. I've not had any problems. Why don't you give them a call? So I passed her number on to the lady that I remember who signed me up to this company. She hasn't replied yet. But because I'd already referred a couple of customers, the lady that I referred her to said to me, look, you've already referred a few customers. Why don't you just join the company as an agent, a partner, and get paid for it? And I thought, get paid for it. Are we helping people and making money? That's what I said I wanted. That's what I said would be my ideal job. Said, okay, I'll have a listen. I'll see what there is. Lady came to talk to me, showed me everything that it was involved, and I did my own research online, and especially with Ofcom and Ofgem, Trustpilot, because they've had numerous awards from Which, the magazine, and There was another one I can't remember. But I thought, okay, fine. This checks out. I'll give it a go. I can work in my own time. There's no targets. I can sign 1 customer or 6 a month. Entirely up to me. Around my own time. I'd be self-employed. So I'm already there. I already registered as self-employed. I just use the same bank account, the same tax reference for all of my self-employment income. Why not give it a go? The company I'm working for is Utility Warehouse. They have already helped me for 7 years with my own bills, and I saved over when I first signed up, I saved £75 a month from my usual bills. And I've since doing this with finding out what their offers now, thinking, why didn't I know about that? Why didn't I sign up for that? Because there's way more than just the utility services. So I am really grateful that I can do that, and I can develop it in my own time, and it's an extra income stream for resilience alongside the other. It has the potential to make an income sooner than the others, but as well, if any of the others, once they're going, has a drop off, I still have this one to fall back on, and it's still it's that extra resilience for income to add to the list. You know, why not? If you want something done, ask a busy person. That's what they say. Busy people get stuff done. So I am getting stuff done. So I am an author, a content creator, a homesteader, and as somebody that helps people save money on their bills. So if you are dissatisfied with your energy companies, your broadband provider, your mobile phone, if you have short contracts left, not long left, you own your property, and you live in South Wales, give me a shout. You never know. Other than that, talking about income streams, do you know, I've heard of, read about, listened to talks on this phase, this stage, or early, before you wake up. There's a stage as you're waking up, just before you wake up properly. There's a stage where you're semi-awake, and it's an extremely powerful moment in your psyche and your psychology, where what you focus on sets you up for the day. So if your thoughts and feelings in that stage are positive, then you're going to have a positive day, and it'll affect the rest of the day. And possibly, if you repeat that every day, it will affect your trajectory in life, your plans, your goals, how that helps. You know, I've said that at bedtime, as I lay my head down, I am counting my blessings and thanking my Heavenly Father for my blessings. I am recognizing the wonderful good things. I am recognizing the awful things that have happened and putting them into perspective, seeing what I gained from them, what I learned from them, what I understand from them, and being grateful for those take homes from those experiences. I'm not always grateful for the experience because they're bloomin' horrible, but I'm grateful for that I could take something away from them. And I go to bed in that vein. And then as I'm in this wake up stage, before I even open my eyes properly, and I'm semi-conscious waking up, and I'm already counting my blessings and saying thank you for keeping us safe at night. Thank you for waking up another day. Thank you for another opportunity to serve and to help and to grow and learn. And thank you for the businesses, 3 of them. Thank you for my opportunity to realize financial freedom. Being grateful for each opportunity. And the other morning, as I was thinking through these things I was really, really grateful for, suddenly ideas popped into my head. They're not new ideas. There's something I learned pre-2020. I contacted Andy Harrington. If you know about him, he did the Passion to Profit thing. He does a lot of presentations and public speaking on helping entrepreneurs. I've never been able to go to any of his conferences or events, but I have his book Passion to Profit, which I read, and it inspired me. And it was back then I was still struggling to find a way to do what I'm trying to do. And I messaged him, and he actually messaged me back. I was so surprised that he would bother with somebody like me when he was so famous and busy. As I said, ask a busy person. And he gave me some advice and said, look, why don't you start a local workshop? Just charge a small amount of money for a local workshop and take it from there, because that will be, it'll be referral. It goes, word of mouth is so powerful that when you're doing something and you're solving someone's problems right nearby and they can grow to know, like, and trust you, that will be a starting point. Because I had no money to start anything that I could invest in, I said, okay, fine, thank you. And then SHTF for about 4 years, and sets everything back. And I'm going through this whole other process as you followed through with me. And the idea went out my head. So the other morning, as I'm thinking in this stage before I wake up properly, and taking into consideration everything I've learned since then, in that rest period, that interim period between then and now, everything I've learned just showed me that it was important that I had that period to learn all these new things about content creation, about speaking, about my topic, my niche, my subject that I absolutely love, and that I would do even if nobody ever knew about it and I was never paid a penny for it. I would still do it with passion. And that is the homesteading, the self-reliance and family. I would still be doing those things no matter what, because I love it. I am so passionate about it. As I'm lying there, and suddenly in my head this script comes into my head, this script of what I need to do. I was talking to somebody about an idea of the workshops that I was toying with all those years ago, and they said, we have a venue you could use. And I'm thinking, brilliant, I have a contact with a venue. And then there's another person who already does workshops and has the experience, and I could tap into their knowledge and understanding, their experience of running workshops. What do I need to know about insurance, about rental, about how you get across to people, how you draw people to sign up for your workshops and that. So I had another contact. There was another person, and in my head I was already laying out the timetables, the schedule for a presentation, for a workshop in my head, and everything just went light. I just had so much clarity, so much energy and positivity around this idea, and I just literally felt like I was it sounds weird, but I felt lifted. I felt positive. I felt right. When something is just right, and it just felt like that was right. And I thought, because especially of what was happening in the last few weeks everywhere, Florida, Italy, just all over the world, and taking the whole year into consideration, where people's lives were interrupted to such a degree that their entire lives, everything they had was gone. They had nothing. What would happen to us if we had nothing? How could I go online? I don't have any internet. I don't have equipment. How could I still be able to bring the money in to feed myself and my hubby, or my children if they have nothing, and help them to find a way to do the same thing? What could I still do? What happens if all my online content just disappears, or if there's no way people can buy my books online because there's nowhere physical, they're not in bookshops, and the shops wouldn't be open anyway in those situations because the internet is gone. You couldn't access digital currency because that's what we already have when we use our cards instead of cash. What would happen? How would I be able to make an income? And this idea of being able to run local or small workshops and then branch out and do more ones further afield and bigger ones, and have a physical interaction with people instead of online, and have it as an avenue to sell the books as well. If I have printed books with me at the events, or as a part of the price of the ticket. If it's a ticketed event, part of the price of being able to attend the workshop costs include the price of the book in that. And so when you get to the workshop, you have the book or books, guides, whatever, alongside, and make it part of the content of the workshops. I have never felt so positive, and that I am on track. I am on the right path. I know I'm doing the right thing. And so I just love that. And that is one of the most important things I want you to get from this video. Don't give up, no matter how long it takes. If something happens that your path is interrupted, it might very well be a learning stage for you to develop the skills, the knowledge, the ideas that would get you onto the right path. It's a setback. It's not a failure. It doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. It just means, or not just, it could mean that you're on the right path, but there's something you need to follow. You can't go up a ladder safely by skipping 3 rungs. You go up one at a time. And sometimes to get from where you are at point A to point B, you have to follow every step that will get you there. And sometimes the ladder might go off into a couple of different avenues, like a tree, and you take one branch or the other, but you have to stay on that one instead of jumping from one to the other. And I have, as I said, been distracted, been diverted by fear of what would happen if I followed through and it actually happened. I know now what would happen. If this utility warehouse job thing, and I do sign up customers and I do get paid for it, it will immediately trigger the migration to universal credit. And we would immediately be thrown into financial difficulties. But at the same time as doing all this, we have been building up and saving since early in the year. We've been saving up some cash. What we had saved for electric to be put in the workshop has now become the backup plan for when transition happens. And I was thinking the other day, hang on, we've been putting cash away so that we could pay the bills during that phase, that 4 to 6 weeks. And I can't put cash in the bank to cover the direct debits, because that would, again, interfere with the transition and make things worse. And I thought, okay, so that is not for use then, it is for use now to cover the general expenses of food and fuel and things like that, emergencies now, so that I'm not touching the bank account, so that there's a reserve building up in the bank account to cover those bills, the direct debits for that 4 to 6 week period. So that's what we're doing now. We're using that money, and what we've done is we've built up the food storage. We've built up our food storage of the dried and storage cupboard stuff. The only things that we'll need to try and offset with the money is the fresh stuff that we need regularly, on a weekly basis. But everything else, the staples, are the grains, the pulses, the stocks, the dried fruits, the anything else that you make a meal out of from the store cupboard other than the fresh stuff, your fresh veggies, your fruits, the cheeses, you know, that kind of thing, the yogurts that we have as part of our staples, the fresh tofu. What else is there? all the snacks when the grandchildren come at the weekends, and the food that they eat, because not everybody's vegan or plant-based. Hubby and I are plant-based, the grandchildren are not. But they eat our plant-based food, but there's other stuff they could have as well. So that's the only kind of things. So we're minimizing the amount of money we will need in that stage for the fresh stuff by building up our store cupboard. Behind me is my store cupboard with all the plant milks, the flour, the grains, the pulses, everything else that we could possibly need, the sugars, the peanut butter for sandwiches, anything I need. A friend gave me a whole bunch of flour, wheat flour, because they don't no longer use wheat, and I've got a bunch of flour, so I could make cake, I could make biscuits, I could make pies, I've got flour for breads, I've got yeast, enough to last for months, let alone the transition period. So, and I am so grateful for that period of preparation, and things happen for a reason at a certain time. I'm going to go with it. Prepare for it by increasing understanding, knowledge, skills, resources, and keep going. Don't stop. That's what I want you to get from this. Whatever your goals may be, whatever your purpose is, whatever your situation is, your goal, your why should keep you going along that path. Your reason for keeping going. I've said that in all my previous podcasts and blogs and YouTube videos. So as usual, I will put links in the bottom. Have you had any of those waking moments that have set the path for a complete change of direction, or for a confirmation that you're on the right direction? I would love to know who else has had any of those experiences, and has it helped you? Have you seen a transformation? Has it brought that transformation? If it has taken years to get to that, or days or weeks, whatever, just let me know. Have you had a transformation through sticking to your guns and going with the flow and just doing those things? I'd love to hear from you. Next time I have, yeah, I'll put in a video as well. So the next video will be on talking about resilience and things happening, and self-reliance, and being able to just get on with stuff and solve problems. My washing machine packed up. I've had no washing machine for a week. And so the next video will be about how I tackled that problem and how I'm solving that one. And hopefully by then a solution will have presented itself, because I have insurance and an engineer is coming out on Monday. So I'll fill you in on that, and the whole not letting an issue like that become a big problem, because it could be. It really could be, but I'll cover that in the next video. So until then, folks, keep going, keep positive, use those powerful moments of enlightenment and putting things in order, especially first thing in the morning before you even open your eyes. Take care, folks. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.